Hi everyone, welcome back to LL Sports TV. We've just had the presser for Tyson Fury versus Usyk 2. That rematch takes place in December. We've just had the presser and I'm going to give you my quick take on what happened. So first thing to note was Oleksandr Usyk turned up for this presser dressed as Agent 47 for the film. He was wearing what was he wearing? Well, he's rocking a bald head for number one. He had a black suit, a red tie, gloves, and he was carrying a briefcase, which I thought was quite funny. And Usyk, he's quite a fascinating but somewhat eccentric character, actually. He's a man of few words, but normally when he says something, either makes you laugh or you scratch your head thinking, what was he on about there? So he's quite an intriguing character, whereas Tyson Fury, we all know, bombastic, quite loud, can be quite belligerent at times. Definitely an alter ego to Oleksandr Usyk. And it was interesting because there wasn't much real back and forth with this press conference. It wasn't the usual sort of flipping tables, insults being hurled, threats, intimidation, all that type of stuff. But it was quite entertaining nonetheless because of the difference between the two characters involved. And Tyson Fury, who previously been calling Usyk in the first fight a rat and a blown up middleweight and I'm going to smash him, and he was a lot more subdued this time around, which I thought was interesting. I think it's because he realises that the intimidation stuff that he would normally try with lesser fighters doesn't actually work with Usyk. I mean, Usyk, obviously being Ukrainian, English is not his first language anyway. So him trying all that stuff kind of goes over Usyk's head. So what you tend to find with Usyk now is that he will play that role whereby he's quite indifferent towards Tyson Fury. So all that shouting and loud stuff, being obnoxious, insults and that doesn't tend to work. I think Fury, he has a deep lying respect for Usyk, especially having fought him and lost to him. He knows that Usyk is not the type of guy that he can intimidate. So that makes for quite a picture, actually. So I thought Fury was quite respectful. He didn't say a whole lot. He did say that he thought he won the first fight and he sort of gave a little insight into his tactics for the second fight, which he said was that basically the tactics for the first fight was pretty much good. It's just that there was a couple of tactical adjustments he needs to make, a couple of nuances. For example, he spoke about how he took certain breaks in the action. He was showboating a bit too much. He said that at one time he thought he was winning the fight easy, so he started to coast mentally a little bit. He said he'll have to eradicate that for the second fight. He said he'll need to cut out the showboating and step on the gas when necessary. He was asked whether he will come in heavier. I mean, there's been a lot of speculation as to he will come in heavier and try and walk Usyk down. He seemed to be suggesting that that will not be the case and that he will continue to do what he's always done, which is to do the boxing thing and to try and dominate behind the jab. I mean, you've got to remember Tyson Fury, 6'9", 19 stone plus. He's a big, big man. So he thinks he's got the skills in which to win the fight. When Usyk was asked a similar question, he didn't actually give away too much. Like I said, it was very much a press conference with one-word answers or short sentences. But I've got to say, though, both fighters did look confident. Both fighters looked quite relaxed in themselves. As I said, there was no real insults. But that being said, though, you were left with the impression that both fighters do believe that come fight night, that they've got enough to beat the other. There were a couple of funny moments. In particular, I've said that Usyk came into the press conference with a briefcase. And at one point, he opened the briefcase up. And the briefcase had some pictures in it. Some pictures, actually, of him in that 9th round of the first fight where he had Tyson Fury in trouble. So he goes up to Tyson Fury, gets the pictures out and asks Fury to sign them, which I thought was quite funny. And to be fair to Tyson Fury, he did sign them. So that brought out a few laughs. And as I said, it was quite convivial between the two. There was no real animosity, no belligerence, no threats or anything of that nature. But I must admit, I thought that Usyk kind of won the mind games. I mean, these press conferences are often about mind games. Some people say fights can be won or lost in press conferences and things like that. I'm not so sure about that, to be honest. I think that's a bit overblown. But definitely fighters, they can make a little statement here and there at press conferences. They can win the war of the press. And I think if we're going to be honest, yesterday, Usyk definitely come out on top. Just the attire alone, that whole persona that Usyk emits before fights, where he gives you that wry smile, he gives you that sort of look. Yeah, he's a funny guy, eccentric and funny. But yeah, nothing outrageous. But even so, you know that both fighters are mentally gearing up for what will be an excellent fight, the rematch, which takes place in December, like I said. Very much looking forward to the fight. I'm not going to do a prediction now. I will be covering this fight in detail, so there will be more videos from this channel on the fight, and I'll be giving my predictions then and a proper breakdown. But in the meantime, I'm loving what I'm seeing so far from these guys. It's a different type of fight to what we've seen with Dubois and AJ and all those guys. This is a different type of fight altogether. They fought before. It was an excellent fight before. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a great fight. So yeah, just a quick take on that. The presser featuring Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury. Like I said, a rematch coming up in December, a few days before Christmas. Going to be a great fight. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you think won? I mean, like I said, I'm giving the edge to Usyk. I think the fact that there wasn't all the back and forth that you normally see with Tyson Fury fights, the fact that there wasn't all this bombast and belligerence and insults and swagger, I think it kind of played into Usyk's hands a little bit. And of course, he turned up, like I said, dressed like Agent 47 of a hitman. I think that was very funny, and I think it kind of stole the show. But that's my take on it. Let me know yours, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out. Catch you on the next one.